These are the new products that have officially made it onto Britt's Picks. This is the condensed list of my absolute favorites. The brand cannot pay to be on this list. They haven't been able to ever. To make it onto the list, I have to actually use the product over and over again. Usually I'm repurchasing them if they're products like makeup, not so much tools. Usually I keep it at 20. I extended it over on the website as well. If you want to see all of them in one spot, you can check it out. Link to that will be below. So let's kick it off. Honestly, I did not see this one coming, but I recently re-reviewed the What the Foundation, and I've really been liking it, and I've been recommending it. And I got one for my friend, I got one for my mom, and I'm just a fan. I think it's improved so much. It gives this nice bouncy medium coverage look. You can do light to medium for sure. There's definitely a glow and a dewiness here, but it's really hydrating. I also like this headed into the winter months. I'm not going to apply as much on my skin because I had a reaction to something. I'm not going to show you like full detail because you guys don't need to see that, but it's par for the course with this job. This is a pretty bad reaction though. So I will not be applying, but I can show you the demos where I have them. And then you can get the full scorecard for this. This is going to be back on the website so you can check out wear test and all the rest of it. But I love this. And then the product that they actually sent me that I would have never bought on my own is the tinted face powder in the shade yellow. So it's going to blur, it's going to take shine away, but it's also going to color correct, getting out ruddiness, redness, things like that. These two together have been great. They're also very quick and easy to apply, which if you know me, then you know that I really don't like to spend a lot of time putting things on my face. I use a brush for this sometimes. A sponge works really well for this as well. And then for this, I just use a very fluffy brush. A very light layer will do. So these two are going to be on the list. This one's coming back. I'm not really into tanning these days. I mean, I haven't been in a very long time. I don't lay out. I do test out quite a few self tanners that do not make it onto the YouTube channel. This is one I've kept coming back to for a couple of reasons. So this is the Suntegrity Moisturizing Self Tanner. This has a strawberry scent. It's a reach. Is it strawberry? Maybe. To me, it smells like very subtle buttered popcorn, which I'm not really mad at, but I guess I can kind of smell fruity too. It's subjective, or maybe my nose is just screwed up. It's very lightweight. A lot of the self-tanner products that I have used in the past have been a little bit heavier. They don't sink into the skin as well, or they don't blend into the skin as well. So I end up getting streaks. There's a whole process you can do. This is just really easy and it soaks right in for me. The scent, you can smell it at first, but it is not overwhelming, which is huge in the self-tanner realm because we all know that smell and it can be a lot. I'm not saying it smells wonderful, but it certainly smells better than a lot of the other ones out there that I've tried. And it's subtle. It sinks in and it's subtle and it definitely does the trick. Not going to say this is going to happen to you, but whenever I wear it, especially on my arms, the moisturization that happens with this, the skin of my arms just looks really happy. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't actually always happen with lotions that I use. In a way, I kind of like this as a self-tanner, but it's also a really good moisturizer for me. I can't tell you why it does that, but there's some sort of alchemy and magic that happens. I'll take it. Here's a newbie that you haven't heard me talk about in a while. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about it over here, but it is the Alpine Beauty Plant Genius Melt Moisturizer. I've tried a lot of face creams lately, and I am having a hard time differentiating my face creams. If I look at the ingredients, of course, they're very different, and what they're supposed to do is very different. The product claims are very different. But in terms of what they do to my face, I'm not really seeing a lot of standout performers, especially with like the denser, heavier ones. I rarely see a lot of lightweight face creams. One that I've had on is the Damn Mochi Mochi cream. I really liked it because it was lightweight and hydrating. This is very similar in the sense that it's lightweight, it sinks right into skin, and it hydrates nicely. This isn't the thicker balm that you're going to reach for in the dead of winter, think something like that. This is not that. This is something that I like to apply sometimes at night. I also really like this if I'm going to either do a zip facial toning device situation in the morning, and then I cleanse that microcurrent gel off my face. If I do gua sha, maybe I have a little too much oil and I cleanse in the morning. I don't always cleanse in the morning, by the way. Sometimes I just don't. Sorry, I don't. But if I do, and I want a little moisture that's not going to be just from a sunscreen or just from a foundation or complexion product, this is beautiful. And I already mentioned it, but yeah, it's really, really lightweight, and yet my skin seems to drink it up and very much so like it. Kind of makes it bouncy. I can put anything on top of this and it just plays well with it. So what's next? What's next? Oh, I'm bringing this guy back. I know their emulsification process. We'll see. I had to get another one. It's the Iris and Romeo concealer. I missed it when I didn't have it. It needs to not separate. I need them to fix that. Jones Road did it with their What the Foundation. So maybe these guys can do it. I don't know. There's really nothing quite like this concealer for a couple of reasons. First of all, it gives very strong coverage that's lightweight. That's number one. Number two, it blends into the skin really nicely. And I find this to crease the least. I really do. It's definitely more of a medium coverage product. You can do light too by buffing it out, but it's really a great product. Also one of the easiest concealers I've ever used. This I can put on because it's up here, you know? I actually rarely use this brush when I'm using this. I use this for something else on my list. I just press in with my fingers. And let me tell you, it is rare that I will apply concealer without getting up close to a mirror, looking how it's going into the skin, seeing if it's creasing, making sure it's blending. It just kind of works. I've kept the Airprez Carrot Color Pot. I had it in Hay. I like Hay. It might be a little too out there for some of you. It's very cool toned pink, like a magenta. I have it in Holy. It's beautiful. I didn't wear lipstick for this exact reason. It's just like a beautiful berry, goes on effortlessly. There's no fuss involved here. A lot of these are sort of just like, get it done quickly and be on your way. That's where I'm at. I think I've always been there, to be honest, but I've wanted to try other colors, but they tend to sell out really fast. So we're giving it to Hay and Holy. I did also include the new shower head filter that I reviewed from Jolie. It has made a very large difference in just how my scalp feels, how my hair feels, less shedding. It's a holistic situation. You have to consider the whole picture there. I did notice really strong results with this to the point where I actually had to, and if you watch, they already know this, I was in the middle of a shampoo and conditioner review. And I was like, this is irritating my scalp. This is irritating. So I'm writing that in my review. I test these things for a while. Then I switched out my shower filter. I try not to change variables in the middle of these tests, but I needed to do that. And then all of a sudden the irritation went away. I'm not saying that's going to happen with all of the products, but it definitely happened with this product. And I was shocked. So I had to start all the way over. And that's how I knew, like, all right, this is making a difference. This is a wonderful product to have. I can't believe I didn't have something like this for a long time. Caveat here is there is the Canopy shower head. I have it. I'm going to put it on my shower. They also have a handheld option. There is a buying guide on the scorecard for the Jolie shower head filter. If you want to check it out, it deep dives. I went way too far into shower head filters is what I'm going to say. So if you're looking for that, you're curious about it and you want more information, absolutely check out that scorecard. It's a good resource for you. And just know that Canopy is probably its top contender or competitor at this point. So I have more information on them and I think I'm going to get a promo code. If I have it by the time I post this, I will absolutely list that below and back on the scorecard for the Canopy. I don't think I have it for the Jolie. I'm adding a laundry powder. We do more than put makeup on our face. We live a life outside of our makeup counters and cosmetic vanities and things like that. So I know this, you know this. I have been asked this question in the past about finding better, more sustainable clothing options. Do I do that with kitchen products, cleaners, water filtration? I have a whole video coming on water filtration and it is years in the making. I reviewed the Charlie soap laundry powder. I also am in the midst of reviewing Molly Suds. They both have a lot of positive reviews out there. The Charlie's I've been liking a little bit more than Molly's at this point, mainly because I feel like it's keeping things brighter. The Molly's that I'm using isn't working as well, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep testing it. I have not used laundry detergent in a giant plastic tub for well over a year. This stuff is good, it works. If you like the really crazily fragrance tropical pina colada thing on your clothing, I get it. We love our scents. But if you're trying to clean things up, this is a very easy way to do it. Give it a try. It's also very approachable in price point. And like I said, I really have not missed anything else. I did try those laundry tabs and they just didn't work for me. I talk about all this on the scorecard too, because there's a lot of other information involved with laundry tests that you want to consider. You can check that out back on the website as well. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's true. There's things to consider. What kind of water you have, what kind of washer you have, all of it. I had to put this on here because I have been using it all the time. This is the GX. I haven't tried their Halo yet. I've heard mixed reviews on the Halo. I have. Some people love it. Some people have said it's not as good as the GX. I couldn't tell you because I haven't tried it. One day maybe I will, and I will let you know, of course. But this is the Zip microcurrent and nanocurrent facial toning device. I've been using it every day and I do see a difference. It's not plastic surgery level. I'm not looking for that, but I'm seeing the contouring, I'm seeing lifting, and when I don't use it, I can tell. It's just a thing. Like, really, when you stop using something, you can really tell with skincare. That's sometimes how I get my best review. Stop using it and I'm like, oh man, that was actually working. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's hard to tell, even with a before and after picture. Another one that is back. It is back. This is the RMS Unpowder. Yes, I know they have a new powder on the market. It really struck out with the last RMS product. This I really like. It's made it onto Britt's Picks. You win some, you lose some. This is their Unpowder, like I mentioned. Here's how I really like using this. Yes, you can put it across your face. It's very sheer. 2 ingredients, finely milled, lightweight and airy. There is flashback if you use a lot of it. FYI, you'll see it in pictures. Just don't use a ton of it. But what I love to do is take this little puff, this little thing of powder, and if I'm in the middle of the day or if I'm going out to dinner, I did this actually, I had people in town, and so I was going out to dinner a lot more than normal. And I would take this and I would just press it on the T-zone. Particularly here, it blurs out fine lines. It's wild. It almost airbrushes. Now, will other powders do this out there on the market? Sure, I'm sure. Airbrush. You can't, you gotta get up really close to see it, but I can see like these little fine lines. Say goodnight. They're gone, or they look like they're gone. They're still there. They're just hiding. Another interesting product that I wanted to add that I haven't talked about here is toothpaste tabs. So I've been using these Huppy toothpaste tabs. I started with another brand and I liked it, but I didn't really love it. And it was also very expensive. I tried switching to another option because they were on sale at Beauty Heroes, I believe, which is a great resource. Link to that will be below. I have them in peppermint. They come in charcoal peppermint. They come in some weird fruity flavors. I'm not the fruity flavor toothpaste kind of girl. I've been using toothpaste tablets with nano hydroxyapatite. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's a remineralizing ingredient and my teeth have been great. I've gotten great checkups, knock on wood. I go to the dentist every 6 months. No problems. We're good. I've not gone back to a toothpaste tube. I also really like this aluminum container. It's very easy to travel with, way more sustainable. Just chew them. They don't suds up. They kind of disintegrate and then you use your toothbrush. I have used a Sonicare forever. They're coming out with really cool bamboo kind of sustainable products on the market for toothbrushes, electronic toothbrushes. I'm not there yet. I like using what I have. I recently invested in a water pick. I feel like my oral care is next level at this point, so I'm really kind of like ramping it up. My dentist at the time, I ran it past her and she was like, try it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but we're going to watch your teeth and see. And they were fine. If you're uncomfortable, talk to your dentist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dentist. That should be obvious at this point, but I do recommend having the conversation with them because this is never going to be medical advice. She can't give you advice over here, people. I forget if I've had this on there. This is a straight razor, so I need to be careful. This is the Leaf Dermaplaner. I use it once every 2 weeks. It exfoliates, does its thing. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to use. It is a little bit wide on top. I really feel like I have talked about this with you before, but I had to bring it back because I noticed something interesting. I don't buy resurfacing masks anymore. I never use them. I don't ever feel, you know how your skin kind of gets to that point and you're like, ooh, I could use a mask right now. Just use this once every couple of weeks. It does the trick. Then you get replaceable razors. You can recycle it. It's very, very eco-friendly. Love it. Had to bring my ginger turmeric cleansing balm back. This is the sample that I was given. I ran out of my big one. I go through this stuff. I don't go through it quickly. A very little bit works a long way. You don't have to have it. You could certainly just use a jojoba oil or something gentle like that. I just love this stuff. It gets it all off and it gets it off very easily for me without stripping my skin. I had to put it back on there because I kept using it. I would try other things and I'd like them. And then I'm like, ooh, no, I really like this guy. And 2 more. I am bringing the Axiology Multi-Stick Tinted Dew in Peace into the party on the Britt's Picks list. Axiology deserves to be on the list. They should have been here probably a while back. It's such a cool brand. Plastic free. One of the best out there in sustainability. You can't beat it. And I did get their contour stick, so I'm going to test that against this. Any of their sticks are really cool. Some of the payoffs are just beautiful, as you will see. It's pretty strong pigment. Very little zhuzhing needed, very little blending needed. This kind of goes right into skin. Doesn't feel heavy. You can get a shimmer, you can get a non-shimmer. This is a non-shimmer. You can use it monochromatically on the lip if you wanted. You can do a lot with this little stick, and it's also very easy to use. It hasn't gotten messy. It hasn't gotten melty. Easy to travel with. Need I say more? It's doing a great job. And I will keep you posted on the contour stick that I try from them. And then the last and final option, which is where this little brush from the very beginning of the video comes into play. This is the Jillian Dempsey Spot Stick. This is the one that I told you what the foundation I did not see coming. This I did not see coming. This really surprised me even more. Don't judge a book by its cover, even though it looks like a tiny little baby chapstick concealer. So I take an eyeshadow brush. This happens to be the 201 from BK Beauty. Do you have to use that brush? No. You can get a fluffy brush like this. Here's why I like it. This is one of the only solid concealers that I've used that applies really nicely with the brush in that there's no finish issues here. I don't see it kind of giving texture. I don't see it getting into fine lines. And I also don't see it creasing a lot. This can go all over the face. So can Iris and Romeo, but I feel like this is a little bit better at spot treatment across the face. Brand recommends just applying it to face, but I just apply it to the brush. And I also have found this, depends on the shade you get, but I have found this to be very brightening in number 3. It doesn't look stark contrast brightening, right? It's not giving me those weird lines of demarcation. Is that what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It just looks natural, but awake, happy. She doesn't have allergies. What allergies? Crazy. She's great. So really, if I'm bringing things like this and the toothpaste tabs with me on trips, that cosmetics bag is light. However, the Jones Road will add some weight. You win some, you lose some, like I said. There's more on Britt's picks. There are other comeback kids that have made it back onto the list. Like I mentioned, I extended it past 20. It doesn't stop at Britt's picks. There's a best of style shaker guide, which is actually all of the categories organized by category. So all of the best concealers, all of the best setting powders, all of the best skincare, all of the best tools. Lots of things that you're not going to just find on that one page are in the best of the style shaker guide if you want to get it, or you can just check out my favorites and see them as they come through every couple of months. I would love to know, what are your current favorites right now? What are you loving? What are your top 3? Let's say top 3 and why. Please share them in the comments below. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, share, do whatever you want to do. It really helps the channel, and I will see you right back here real soon. Until then.